Good morning. Matt Leggett here, Lebanon, Maine Raw Thoughts. Sorry, it took me a while to do the recap of the selectman meeting, but work is crazy busy right now for me. So I did get a chance to listen to it, wrote some notes. I just hadn't had time to make a video. So it was a 4-hour meeting. I want to try to keep the video short, so I'm going to roll through this really quick. So the selectman meeting started off with public participation. Alan from Tier 1 came in because the licenses don't line up. He didn't know what was going on with the licenses because Chip has put a lot of confusion into that. So he was coming in for clarification. I was in there for public participation, talking about the budget committee, how it makes the town look bad when they were yelling at Scott and stuff. Also, I thought the Babe Ruth field should be added to the COVID money, just at least for a sign and fixing the fence. If we can't even fix what we already have, why are we looking at building anything new? It makes no sense. The fire chief talked about EMS for a while, emergency management taking over instead of excuse me, instead of the Red Cross doing the shelter, that he would be taking over the shelter stuff. Deborah Wilson was talking about the appeals board, how no one had talked to her about the applicants for the appeals board. James Dupree had put in his application. The selectman said no. Chip called him a liar during the meeting, so clearly he just doesn't like James, and nobody nominated him to the appeals board. Then they talked about COVID money for a long time. Internet improvement got shot down. American Legion will be still discussed. Again, these were just whether they're going to still be discussed or not be discussed anymore. It wasn't a vote to, what they're going to actually do with it. It was just, they're just trying to whittle a list down, which makes sense. So internet improvement got shot down. American Legion, yes. Down payment on a community center, all were in favor. Down payment on a fire station, all were in favor. Fund grant writer got shot down. If it was a no. A recreation department, Butch was the only one that said yes to that. Everyone else voted no. So that will be still discussed. All it took was one person to say yes. Improve the audio and video equipment at the town hall, all were in favor. Offset the loss of local business was a no. Pay for people that worked during the pandemic was a yes. Fire department safety equipment was a yes. Road improvement was a yes. Babe Ruth field was a no. And that was what I was suggesting for the scoreboard, or I think it was like 3,000, but that got shot down. Equipment for Microsoft Teams was a yes. That's for the meetings at the town hall. Then that was it for the COVID money. And then they talked about handing the recycling project over to conservation and letting them run with it. They talked about septic for a transfer station. They are trying to figure out what they want to do, because they want to build a new transfer station. So do they fix the existing one, just do a temporary patch fix, or do a whole new system where they're not sure if it'll be in the correct location if they want to build a new transfer station. So they're still discussing that. They accepted the town clerk application, which, if you've seen anything on Facebook, that was a joke. They berated our road commissioner for not taking bids, but then they don't even put the position out. There was no public notification. They just hired a friend and family. Clear bias on the town's part. Really, just very frustrating. The hypocrisy is very frustrating. The grant writing committee was going to meet yesterday at 5, which I'm on, which is pretty cool. I've written grants for the ATV club, so hopefully I can find money for the town. I have too much on my plate already, but if I can get free money for the town, then we should. If I have the ability, I should at least try. Then it skips to the second video. So the first video is 2 hours, the second one's 2 hours. At 4 minutes 40 seconds, they're talking about funding a charter commission. And at 6 minutes and 30 seconds, I did speak to Mike Walsworth about this because it really irritated me. At 6 minutes and 30 seconds, they clearly state if the townspeople do not vote to fund the charter commission, that they will just find the funding out of the general fund. So if we vote, it doesn't matter how we vote, the selectmen are going to go around our vote and take money from where they need to. Mike said that's was not his intention. He was talking about if the charter passes, they are legally obligated to give the charter $100. But that's not what was stated. If you watch the video, the second video at 6 minutes and 30 seconds, they talk about taking the $2,500 that is on the ballot question and just taking that from the general fund. So I don't know. I know Mike said that was not his intention, but that is what was stated. That's what the other selectmen feel. I haven't talked to the other selectmen, but in the video it's clear what their intent was, and that is exactly what's wrong with government when they ignore the people's vote and do whatever they want. So definitely second video, 6 minutes and 30 seconds. That's pretty not a good thing. All right. Also, they're doing an election of charter members. So if you didn't even know we were doing they wanted to do a town charter. So that's going to be on the ballot. I'm highly against a town charter. It's a way for them to expand government and also ignore your vote even more. So they don't want you voting. Chip in the video states that people don't know what they're voting on, and that's how a group of people in town feel. They feel like the townspeople don't know what they're doing, and that it would be easier if we had a charter. That way the select board could just not even ask the town people where the money was to be spent. They could just go ahead and spend it. If you vote for a town charter, you are giving up your rights as a citizen in Lebanon and allowing whatever select board is running at that time to make decisions for you. I am highly against it. Do not vote yes on the charter. It is terrible for Lebanon. All right, let's see. Then they go on, they can't sync up. Chip says he can't sync up the state and town license for marijuana. So he's not doing that right now. He says he didn't ask the lawyer directly. So I don't know what he asked the lawyer, because he says he didn't ask the lawyer, but he's just suggesting that we can't sync up the two licenses together for marijuana. So I don't know what he spent money on the lawyer with, but he didn't ask her the question. So that was weird. Chip also talks about wanting to change the weed ordinances again. 25 minutes, they talk about the fire station engineer, how the engineer hadn't gotten back to the select board in like 2 months, and they used the excuse that one of them was pregnant, but that the paperwork should have been relayed to another engineer or something within the firm. So they're all kind of against using the the engineer to design a new fire station, but because they have experience with our old fire station, they want to still retain that engineering company, because there'll be less legwork for that old firm, because they already have firsthand knowledge of our fire station currently. So there was a neat interesting interaction about the fire station too, because Chip, in the first video when I did public participation, told me that they're not looking into a new fire station. But I know they submitted plans to the planning board for a new fire station, and at 25 minutes when they talk about it, they talk about finding a new engineering firm for a new fire station. So I don't know if Chip was trying to throw me off the scent or just straight up lie to me. It's weird, he called James Dupree a liar earlier and then just like straight up lied to me in the same meeting. So anyway, they are looking into a new fire station. It is the plan of the current board to build a new fire station. So anyway, moving on. Individual selectmen items. Butch brings up the ATV stuff. As spring comes around, ATVs are going to fire back up around May. So he's concerned about the road access that goes down Baker's Grant Road. They talk about a combined lot issue for tax purposes. So people were able, if they own multiple lots in town, combine them for tax relief. Somebody wants to not have theirs combined anymore, so they were talking about ways to do that. A new cable provider wants to come in and talk to the selectmen. So hopefully we have a new choice for internet. That would be awesome. Waste Management wants to come in and talk about recycling on the 16th. So that would be cool. That was the original contract that Chuck did back 2 years ago that the town has not implemented, even though we passed on the ballot, and the selectmen have continued to ignore the vote of the people on that, which is annoying. They talked about sharing the sheriff report. That's awesome. So if you haven't seen it, I know I've seen sheriff report online on a couple different Facebook pages, so that's kind of cool. They talk about what to do with the weed budget, because there's quite a bit of money in there from the licenses. Around the 55-minute mark, they talk about the paving budget and the road commissioner's salary. So the budget committee tore into the road commissioner last week. It was just a crapshoot of a meeting. It was horrible. So they are, whatever money is left over, they're going to put into the paving budget, which seems to happen every year. So Mike talked a lot about the road commissioner and people saying that, you know, the selectmen should have more oversight over the road commissioner because people are complaining about the roads. Well, they complain about the roads because there's no money for the budget. And they talk about that for like 10 minutes. The selectmen acknowledge there's not enough money in the road budget. They have cut the paving budget once again. So the roads suck because there's no money for them. It's not the road commissioner's fault that there's no money for the roads. So, you know, when people complain or say that they're going to change up the road commissioner position, the new road commissioner, if you hire someone new as an employee or elect someone new, they still are going to have no money for the roads if the selectmen and budget committee can't fund the roads. So it's a stupid catch-22. It's just politics, and it's just absurd when you bring it to light. So just an example, we pay our six-wheelers for plowing $100 an hour. Acton pays $136. So we're paying our plow drivers 30% less. Why the heck would you plow for Lebanon when you could make $36 more an hour by going to Acton? Like, it makes no sense. So if you complain about the roads, it's because the roads have no budget. They have no money, and they acknowledge it for 10 minutes on that video. So that's where I got. That was the selectmen meeting. I am sorry for the 12-minute video. That was 4 hours, though, condensed into 12 minutes. If you can always watch the videos on Town of Lebanon, Maine on YouTube. All the videos are posted there if you want to watch the full 4 hours. Or I appreciate it if you watch my recap, too. That's cool, too. However you want to take in that information. So I guess out of the whole thing, do not vote for a town charter. I hope to do maybe do a live video or a recorded video with one of the selectmen that are pro charter. I had a conversation with Mike about the town charter. We had a great conversation. I felt it went really well, and I think if people could see his point of view and hear my point of view, then make the best decision for yourself. But I am very much against a town charter. All right. Hope everyone has a great day. It's snowing this morning, 6 o'clock. This sucks. Hopefully it gets sunny and melts the snow. Have a great day.